Good day, Doc Mel. For this FMA3, I will be discussing the topic that I have chosen for FMA1, which is the ACSM program that is being pursued by the Department of Energy for the higher uptake in the use and development of renewable energy resources, which we have been doing since 2017 and have had really positive results. So um, for the ACSM campaign that we did, there are two main objectives, not just very concisely done. And what we wanted was to have um, a better or an improved use of clean energy so that we can reduce the GHG in the atmosphere, so GHG emission reduction, and also contribute to the attainment of a pollution-free atmosphere in the country. And of course, the most important one is to have energy security and resilience, um, which we think that the renewable energy development will be able to provide, given that we are aiming for at least 50% renewable energy source in from and remove or displace the petrol-based fuel, uh, and that means by 2050 we will have at least 50% renewable energy resources. So these are the two objectives that we would like to pursue in our ACSM. So what I did in my FMA2, of course, it's focused on participatory monitoring and evaluation of advocacy communication. And the framework that I crafted is localized evaluation of advocacy programs, social mobilization assessment in real time. Now, applied to the ACSM that we have pursued, this is how the conceptual framework would look like. So, in the participation at the local level and the community-based on-site data gathering, what needs to be done are household energy audit, community renewable energy resource mapping, and community renewable energy knowledge, attitude, and practices survey, which are the tools or the approaches that we could adapt in ensuring that there is participation from the communities and that stakeholders are being consulted with. And then the community-based on-site data gathering will ensure also that we have primary data in place. And it is the community itself that takes ownership of the data. And the last one is the real-time engagement with stakeholders. So this requires face-to-face consultation with energy consumers, energy suppliers, and energy policymakers. So these three, the energy consumers, energy suppliers, and energy policymakers, are the key audiences of the ACSM. Um, but there are subgroups under them. So for instance, the energy consumers can be divided into rural and urban, and then into low income, middle income, and high income communities or families. And then for the energy suppliers, there are service providers and also actual suppliers of, for instance, solar PV energy systems. And then for the energy policymakers, this is not only the Energy Regulatory Commission or the National Electrification Administration, it also involves the Congress, where they have energy committees that tackle new laws regarding energy. So the methodological approach and the theoretical foundation for the Leap Smart is the having the participatory monitoring and evaluation are participatory action research, farming systems research, and participatory learning and action. Now, let us define each one of them. The participatory action research, of course, involves the collaboration of all the community members. Now, what we need is to identify, to help them identify the renewable energy resources in the locality. And in that process, they will also learn to harness the renewable energy technology. The second is the farming systems research that involves participation of rural stakeholders in describing agricultural farming practices. This is included because most of the renewable energy communities are located in rural areas or in farming areas. So there is now currently a wide uptake, a high uptake in the use of solar PV systems for farming, specifically for water pumping and irrigation. So the involvement of the of the stakeholders and for the stakeholders to understand how the renewable energy systems will be able to help them in their farming or in their livelihood should be put in place, of course, in the ACSM. And then the participatory learning and action allows for knowledge sharing and collaboration action. So when we have the monitoring and evaluation framework, what needs to be identified is how learning and action uh, are being done or undertaken within this framework. So first, it should be participatory, and that the consequential action is towards the enhancement or the improvement of the use and development of the renewable energy. So this is the theoretical foundation of the Leap Smart project for monitoring and evaluation. Now, what is the theory of change in RE development and adoption? So for this one, of course, in the theory of change, we have the input, the activity, output, outcome, and the impact. So it can be a linear process, uh, and also it should be sequential, meaning the input should always be put in place and then go through the rest of the processes until it reaches the impact. So for the input, of course, we have the policy advisory and RA 9513, which we um, we understand that the Renewable Energy Act would be a driver for higher uptake of renewable energy development. Unfortunately, this was not as easy as it sounds because the renewable energy development is taking so much processes, and some of the investors are no longer interested in longer process of really developing and approving it, no, the part of the government. But there are DOE policy advisories and also recommendations for new laws that will support the higher adoption of renewable energy. So that's the input. And then what is the activities that's related to the input? So we, of course, do the advocacy communication, social mobilization, both in the traditional and new media. But because this is all about energy, so difficult to just use new media for engaging the audiences. So what is proven to be effective is doing the traditional or house-to-house information dissemination, which could be very tiring, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it because it's sustainable. And then we have the output, which is which means more residents and community group stakeholders support the renewable energy. And then for the outcome, of course, the objective and as discussed earlier, what we want is a wider adoption of renewable energy, of course, very specifically solar energy, which is easier to adopt, easier to implement, unlike the hydropower and wind offshore or wind inland and other renewable energy sources. Biogas is also good, but also it takes a lot of time and needs advanced technology to be useful. And then finally, for the theory of change framework, we have the GHG emission reduction and the household energy savings. So these are the indicators that we need to look for when we are monitoring and evaluating the Smart Leap project. Now, the the ACSM program on RE development and utilization or wider use of renewable energy um, can be understood by just looking at how what the situation is in the present and what is the level of knowledge of the people about it. And then along the way, we look again at the attitude and practices of the people regarding it. And then finally, we look towards the behavior change future, no? Because that's the final, the ultimate objective of the ACSM program to see the Filipino people adapting and embracing the renewable energy resources as the future of uh, energy in the Philippines. So what we want is a future that harnesses the full potential of renewable energy sources to displace petrol-based energy um, sources. So this, okay. So M&E indicators. So these are quantitative indicators, although there's no very specific numbers because it really has a lot to do with community data gathering, and it depends on the budget as well of the DOE to really have that on the ground data collection. And we need to also consider the manpower or the resources available to do the data collection. So this is in percentages. Now, what we need to understand is that knowledge, attitude, and practices leads to behavior change, which is the ultimate goal of the Advocacy Communication Social Mobilization Project of the DOE in promoting renewable energy. So what we want is 50% increase in the awareness level on renewable energy. Of course, the three audiences again, the energy users or consumers, and then the businesses, and then the policy decision makers. So at least 50% awareness. And then at least 50% change in their attitude towards RE. There are a lot of misconceptions about RE, um, but we would like to have at the end of the term in 2030 to have a 50% audience uh, that are able to read or watch any of the publicity materials that's being done under the ACSM program. And then at least 40% of total audience reach have transitioned from traditional fuel sources to RE users. And so 40% is identified to be the more realistic percentage in this for this campaign, because it's very difficult to really put something that cannot be reached in terms of practices. But the behavior change that we are aiming for probably in the next 5 to 10 years is to have at least 20% of the total population understand renewable energy and at least 30% audience reach have transitioned to clean energy sources altogether. So that is the ACSM framework for renewable energy development. Thank you very much for listening, Dr. Professor Mel.